everyone, welcome back to PMP Study Hall. In today's video, we're going to cover duration variance, resource leveling, and resource smoothing. These concepts belong to the project schedule management knowledge area and are mainly used in the planning and monitoring and controlling process groups, specifically within the develop schedule and control schedule processes. These terms are all considered tools and techniques that help project managers adjust and optimize the project schedule when dealing with time and resource changes. Now, let's get started. All right, let's begin with duration variance. Duration variance is the difference between the planned duration of an activity, what you put in your baseline schedule, and the actual duration it took to complete. In simple terms, it tells you whether an activity took longer or shorter than you originally planned. Simple example. Let's say you planned for the electrical wiring on a project to take 8 days, but in reality, it took 11 days. That means you have a positive duration variance of plus 3 days. It took 3 days longer than planned. This is generally not good because it eats into your float and can push back the project end date. On the other hand, if the wiring only took 6 days, you would have a negative duration variance of minus 2 days, which is usually a good thing. Some key points about duration variance include: it is calculated during the control schedule process as part of variance analysis. A positive variance, or taking longer than expected, reduces your available float and can delay the project. A negative variance, or finishing earlier than planned, can actually give you extra float. And finally, it helps you spot problems early so you can take corrective action before the delay gets worse. Quick way to remember: duration variance equals planned duration versus actual duration. Positive duration equals bad because it took longer. Negative duration equals good because you finished early. Now let's talk about resource leveling. Resource leveling is a technique used to fix resource conflicts in your schedule. It usually works by delaying non-critical tasks so that resources are not over-allocated. For example, imagine you only have one electrician on your project, but 2 different tasks both need him at the same time. With resource leveling, you would delay one of those tasks as long as it has available float, so the electrician can complete them one after the other instead of trying to do both at once. Here are some key points about resource leveling. 1. It helps resolve situations where resources are over-allocated or double-booked. 2. It can extend the overall project duration because you're pushing some tasks later. 3. It does not change the critical path, but it can still push back the project finish date. And finally, this technique is commonly used when you have limited resources and need to create a more realistic schedule. Simply put, resource leveling equals resolving resource conflicts by delaying tasks, which may lengthen the project. And resource leveling is considered a tool and technique in both the develop schedule and control schedule processes. Now let's talk about resource smoothing. Resource smoothing is a technique we use to make the workload more balanced across the project. We do this by moving non-critical tasks around without changing the project end date. For example, let's say your team is very busy in week 3 but has almost no work in week 4. With resource smoothing, you can move some tasks from week 3 into week 4, as long as those tasks have spare time. This way, the workload becomes more even, and your team isn't overloaded in one week and sitting idle in another. Here are some key points about resource smoothing. 1. It does not delay the project's finish date. 2. It only moves tasks within their available spare time, so the critical path stays the same. 3. Unlike resource leveling, resource smoothing does not add extra cost because it doesn't extend the project duration. 4. Resource smoothing is considered a tool and technique in both the develop schedule and control schedule processes. Simply put, resource smoothing means moving tasks that have spare time to different dates so the workload becomes more balanced without making the project longer. Let's wrap up this lesson and quickly review the 3 key concepts that affect float in your schedule. Duration variance shows the difference between the planned and actual duration of a task. A positive variance means the task took longer than planned, which reduces float and can delay the project. A negative variance means it finished early and can create extra float. Resource leveling is used to fix resource conflicts by delaying non-critical tasks. It can extend the project duration and may add extra cost. While resource smoothing is used to balance the workload by moving tasks within their extra time, It does not extend the project duration and does not add extra cost. The key differences between resource leveling and resource smoothing are 1. Leveling can make the project longer. Smoothing does not. 2. Leveling can add extra cost. Smoothing does not. And 3. Leveling is used when resources are limited. Smoothing is used when you want a balanced workload without delaying the project. Remember, all 3 concepts, duration variance, resource leveling, and resource smoothing, are tools and techniques used in the develop schedule and control schedule processes, and they all work with the available float in your project.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. See you next lesson.